Got it.
And we're back here on the WFO Racing Network, still dealing with very fun technical issues. Gotta love YouTube, one of the biggest companies on the internet, and yet they still can't get anything right, so 10 points to them.
I think Jacob fucked it up.
Closing in on 50 laps into the race. Ricky Fagone has led every single lap, and we got a driver without a hood back there. That's Adam Tibbs.
You don't need that.
Well, he's got a hood, but it's pushed up against his driver. So, good on him, I guess.
Yeah, it's just extra weight.
One way or another, he's making something happen.
Got down to pit lane, so that's a pretty good. He had his basically the hood over his windscreen the whole way around, which is just impressive to be able to drive around and be all right or be able to see. So it's a good job for him. He'll get that taped up and probably back out here not too long from now. But of course, a bad wreck there and unlucky. He'll sit in 17th position and most likely go maybe a lap down or so.
Yeah, well, he got a fast fix, so he'll be out a little bit quicker than you think, but won't be at the front of the field like he was, so unfortunately for him. I tell you what, though, very impressive to see Ricky Fagone leading every single lap of this race so far. We haven't had that many cautions, surprisingly, of course, now that I say that. But how do you think he's going to do here?
He's going to do very well. Sits himself in still a good position. I wouldn't say terrible, but opportunity.
All right, well, right now, should be a good restart. I'll let you get the green here.
All right, sounds good. Drivers are getting ready to go 2 by 2. Once again, Ricky Fagone to lead us to the green, and then Corey Cook on his outside. First time that we've really seen him and what he can do on the front row. Now, of course, Jeff C. Martin will be right behind Ricky Fagone, so that'll be interesting, and Cody McFadden on his outside. You wait patiently for, of course, the pace car to go down pit lane, and then for us to get things back underway here as they cross the start-finish straight. It will be 51 laps to go, or 51 laps of 125. Either way, pace car is in, and we're still moments away from going back racing here at Darlington. And there we go, green flag back in the air here at Darlington Raceway.
Yeah, good restart there. "51 laps in." Ricky Fagone trying to pull away, and he didn't get the great restart that he was looking for. Corey Cook got a pretty good one as well.
He didn't get the best restart, but also, of course, Corey Cook really was able to use the outside to his advantage. Now they're kind of pulling away, having themselves about a gap behind them, about a car length or 2 car lengths of a gap behind Jeff T. Martin. So now Martin will try to do something, as they do have a lap car that will go to the side and let everybody by.
And right now, 51 laps, or 53 into this race. Ricky Fagone still holds on to the race lead. Corey Cook starts to fall back. You think that he might not be able to get the pass here?
Very possible that he won't be able to get the pass. Maybe just a bad entrance into that corner, as he was able to close the gap on the backstretch. Will go for a pass on the inside. Not able to clear him.
He had it for a moment. Man, right there, pretty good running for Corey Cook, just trying to make something happen here. But it's not happening too good for him right now.
Not the best for him at the moment, but still has plenty of time to really gain any positions possible. And, well, you just have to run the racetrack. Like we heard Ricky Fagon say at the start of this race, it's basically you versus a racetrack. Anybody really in front of you, yes, you will have to worry about just a little bit. But it's who can really tame this track, who can really stay off the racing wall. That will be key.
Yeah, that is for sure. And you see Ricky Fagon just trying to make something happen still. Or trying to pull away, I should say. And he's doing it. He's got away to the tune of about, what, half a second, I'd say. Maybe even a little bit more. Might even be up to a full second as they come across the line here.
We'll see what it says when they cross the start-finish line. And it is just under 1 second. 7.783 is the gap between Ricky Fagonda and Corey Cook. So a nice job there as he has to go on the low line. Ricky Fagonda does to avoid a lap car, and that's going to be the same with Cook as he's going to lose a couple of positions there trying to avoid a lap car.
Yeah, right there. Side by side for position. And it looked like you see Vern Bradley starting to work his way up through the field. He is up to 6th, but he's got to get by Corey Cook, Richard Holland. A lot of drivers to get up to still.
A good amount of drivers to still get up to once again, but you see he's making his way back up the field and has plenty of time to really do exactly that. But the only impressive part really from this is Ricky Fagon keeps building his race lead. So if he really wants to get to a race lead, he'll have to hope for maybe a caution or something, each of these drivers, because it just looks like Ricky Fagon at the moment is on another
big
postcode, but it seems like somebody wrecked.
That is Hal Amy, I think. Or no, I'm sorry, Stephen Blankenship. And it looks like Stephen Blankenship might add contact from Marty Peterson, tags the inside wall, and does himself in, unfortunately. And that is Leo Lortz. Man, I got that wrong twice there. It looked like Blankenship's car, and it's a similar paint scheme, but obviously different numbers. So right now, Ricky Fagon, your current race leader, as he brings him down pit lane. Jacob, you think any drivers doing 2 tire stops or not really?
No, not really. It's just the nature of this track as well. You don't necessarily think of it as a place where it eats up tires, but after a long run, kind of like what they have or they had, well, I just take 4 fresh Goodyear tires. You don't really want to strategize just yet. There's still plenty of racing to go. Remember, when we hit 100, there's still 25 laps of racing, so they still have a long ways to go in this one.
Yeah, that is for sure. Ricky Fagon there, still out on track, or still in his pit box. It looks like they're going to get the tires up right now. He might not be the first one out, but he will. And by a pretty decent margin, Jeff Martin gets out second right there. So a good run here for Jeff Martin. He's held on to second most of this race as well. It has been pretty consistent at the front of the field, don't you think?
Very consistent indeed. The top three really have not, well, they've changed, but it hasn't been to a crazy extent. Same with the top five. Richard Holland still holds in fifth place. He did start third position, but first two, basically, Ricky Fagon has not given up the lead, just same deal there for second position, even though he did start fourth. So, yeah, been very consistent on that note. But the rest of the positions, of course, fluctuating big time, and we'll see how the likes of Vern Bradley, Jared Cox, Corey Cook, and even Richard Holland will do to try and get back up, well, even into the top three. It will be very difficult, but we'll see on the restart.
Yeah, right now, currently 62 laps in, and we'll restart in a moment. We'll be right back.